I don't really understand that. He is money as a receiver.
Great pass receiving tight end number 18, Richard Dixon. First down and 10 at the 20. They picked up 15 for 16 to go. And again, Jefferson has to dance out to the right, and he's going to be forced out of bounds at the 26-yard line. Joe Hayden was there defending.
Hayden ran him out of bounds.
Well, remember last week, what did he go, 88 yards?
Yeah.
Burns?
Yep, 13 plays. 6 of 11 tonight. He has been sacked 3 times.
Well, if he does it against this defense, I know defense, and this ain't no Georgia defense.
Duly noted. Second down. And they got Spikes lined up at right defensive end now.
Yeah, he does that a lot in the nickel pass.
Okay. Brandon Spikes, that pass is complete over the middle, and that's good for another first down. A.J. Jones. Spikes with 9 tackles tonight.
And Florida is conceding yards for time right now. The big, tall, fast wide receivers have not gotten deep in this game yet.
Here's LaFell, one of them. And that is incomplete. Will Hill, number 10, defending it. Jefferson, a sophomore out of St. Rose, Louisiana, said it's very close to the New Orleans airport. He was actually at this game 2 years ago as a recruit, sat in the stands, wanted to come here, and then 3 weeks later he went to the LSU-Alabama game, and LSU won that, and he declared for LSU, said Alabama finished second. This one's good across the middle. And the chain will be moved and the clock will be stopped because they'll have to reset it for the first down.
Little screen pass. They're taking LSU exactly what they have. Florida's conceding the 8-yard pass, and so far the Tigers are taking it.
Jefferson had Scott on the last one. Yep, this one incomplete.
Well, that time Trindon Holiday tried to run before he caught that one.
Isn't Joe Hayden something?
He really is. He's as solid a football player as you'll find in college football. Started as a true freshman, does not make a lot of mistakes. Vern said he played, look at that, Trindon tried to throw the ball. Vern said he played quarterback. I think he's threw for over 7,000 yards as a high school quarterback.
Yeah. And he was a starting point guard on the state champion basketball team 2 years in a row. Here's Jefferson. He's going to have to scoot out of bounds and stop the clock. Joe Hayden. Last week, the winning drive.
Go-ahead drive, and then they hit that last one before, but it was 88 yards. The big scramble by Jordan Jefferson set up the run by Charles Scott.
And they wound up winning it against Georgia. Now a third down with 3:02 to go. Another flag. And while we've got a moment, let's go back to the studio for this John Hancock update. Here's Tim Brando.
Vern, a bizarre night, really, in Tallahassee. An hour, 20-minute lightning delay, but Christian Ponder to Jermaine Thomas, his 4th touchdown pass of the half. That's a career high for him, 35-28, and a very important game for Bobby Bowden. Back to Vern and Gary.
Third down. 13,
Agreed, Tim.
43-yard line.
And it's going to be third down at 3 minutes to go. Jefferson, a catch up in the air, incomplete. Thought it was a catch. Hayden was there to knock it away from Terrence Tolliver.
Ball was again thrown a little high, and Joe Hayden had time to come in there and disrupt the receiver. If that ball's in the stomach, you might be able to catch it with your third hand. Use your body to catch it. Tolliver, a sloppy route, didn't come back and help at all. You can't run sloppy routes against this Florida defense. You see him go across the line and just stall there. You have to go across and come back.
And so 4th and 14 with 2:50 to go. Gators rush 3. Jefferson in trouble dropped again at the 36-yard line. Well, I thought he was dropped. Pardonome.
He threw it forward to an offensive lineman. That'll be a penalty, and that should be ball game.
Yeah, it should be. It was a nice catch by Lyle Hitt.
How about this play? I mean, this is a complete team. Now, it wasn't a pretty game, but to come in here, really.
Number 65 recovered the fumble. There was not a pass, so therefore there's no flag on the foul. The line of game was not made. First down.
I thought he tossed it forward here to him.
There was actually a fumble on the play.
Oh, it was stripped out. I wonder, one of the calls that's not happening anymore in college football, doesn't mean a lot, is forward progress. Wasn't forward progress there? I mean, they hung that player out to dry, but Florida's defense gave up some yards, but they didn't give up the football game.
As of now, one of 10 unbeatens is Iowa, and Ricky Stanzi, trying to keep them that way, finds Tony Moeaki a 42-yard touchdown, his second of the game, to make it 30-21. They could be on a collision course for Ohio State on November the 14th at the Old Horseshoe, and will be down to 9 if this score holds up in the Bayou. Back to Vern.
All right, Tim, thank you. It's a 1st and 10 now, and the ball was spotted back at the 30 where the fumble occurred. Can't advance it on 4th down. So Tim Tebow and the Gators have it. Here's Demps. That'll be a nice gain and work on the clock. 2:31 to go. Kelvin Shepard. You know who we didn't see at all tonight? Russell Shepard.
Russell Shepard not playing.
Down.
They told us they want to get him 8 to 10 touches a game. Clearly, the LSU had no explosive plays in this game. Now, you got to have some against this defense. They're too solid.
Time called. Tim Tebow, Urban Meyer. That's a smile of satisfaction. Nice moment on the sideline as we left Tiger Stadium. Urban Meyer, the affection of a coach for his players. In that case, Tim Tebow, but plenty to pass around. As Urban Meyer is going to win here as a head coach for the first time. He has been here before. He was on Earl Bruce's staff when they played at LSU in 1992, Colorado State, and Colorado State won that one 17-14. And there's the handoff to Jeff Demps. Well, Tim Tebow almost went to Alabama, and he was recruited by Mike Shula the same weekend that Brandon Spikes was there. And Spikes confirmed for us this week that the two of them sat in Shula's office, and Mike said, you know, if you guys come here, we can win a lot of championships. Well, ultimately, Brandon Spikes and Tebow wound up at Florida. He said, I'm going where he's going. There is not enough gumbo in Cajun country to erase the sting of a defeat. 13-3, player of the game, Tim Tebow. He's one of our players of the game. Played every offensive snap, and he is joined by Brandon Spikes. 11 tackles, 2.5 sacks. And it's 3rd and short.
It just strikes you. Watch this Florida team. You can tell they're a champion. They can beat you big, like they did Kentucky, and score 50 points. Or they can beat you small, like they've done tonight with their defense.
Here's Tebow.
Oh, I don't understand this.
I thought you might take exception to that.
They can beat you silly, too. I don't get this one at all. I was almost going to say, I wonder if they would take him out and give him, you know, the basketball where you take the guy off and everybody claps for him and you bring the backup on. Oh, well. Yep, first down. If he'd got, well, I won't even say it. If he'd have gotten, I will say it, if he'd have gotten dinged, I'd have been out of the booth.
We're back in Baton Rouge, and it's time for the play of the game presented by Outback Steakhouse. Here is Mick Huber of the Florida Gator Radio Network.
The gun, shotgun snap, play action, drops back, looks to throw, fires deep for the end zone, wide open and quarantined, and Riley Cooper, touchdown! Oh my! Riley Cooper in the right corner, and the Gators take the lead.
That gave them a 10-3 lead. They've increased it to 13-3. Riley Cooper, who signed a baseball contract with the Texas Rangers organization and spent the summer in Texas, played minor league baseball. Handed off this time to Demps. Gary, you found reason to not run Tebow, right?
Well, no, I don't see why. I mean, they needed a first down, but watch Kelvin Shepherd, number 11, to the right side of your screen, just barely misses a head-on-head collision with Tebow. Those helmets were inches apart. Now, I defended Tebow being in the game against Kentucky last week. Third quarter, they hadn't scored in a while. I thought after they scored in that drive, he would have been out of the game anyway. That call right there, I don't know if that's necessary.
There's John Brantley, who practiced with the first unit all of last week and split the time with Tebow this week. John, the redshirt sophomore, did not get on the field tonight.
Well, LSU, like I said, though, LSU in this football game is not done. I mean, they lose this game as a loss,
right,
but they still control their own destiny. It's not going to be easy destiny. Play at Ole Miss and at Alabama, and then they have to beat Florida again to get there. But, you know, still in their own hands.
There's the dive play left side. LSU is out of timeouts. We've got 85 seconds to go in this one. Well, they won at Washington, Vanderbilt at home, Lafayette at home. Goal line stands both against Lafayette and at Mississippi State. The big one last week. And they are idle next week. Then they've got Auburn and Tulane at home, at Alabama, non-conference Louisiana Tech, and then they finish up at Ole Miss and Arkansas.
You just got to really love this league because, again, it became apparent, even though LSU was trying to hide Jordan Jefferson a bit, you can't beat a quality team in this conference without a quarterback.
And then Jefferson only moderately effective tonight, 11 of 17 for 96 yards. Clock can't stop. Well, the Gators go back home against an Arkansas team that won big today against Auburn. They had their idle week last week, and then they go at Mississippi State. That's been a trap game for them a couple of times. We'll see them against Georgia. And then they wound up against at South Carolina, Florida International, and then Florida State. Final 14 seconds. Tim Tebow's got helmet hair.
Well, Tim Tebow has everybody's respect in this league. I've never heard anybody say anything bad about him. The defensive players have so much respect for him on every team he's played against.
And that carries over to the coaches, too. Les Miles, Gary Croton, John Chavis, the two coordinators at LSU, expressing their hope that he would be able to play tonight and their admiration for him. Well, Tim Tebow is standing by with Tracy Wolfson.
Thanks, guys. Tim, after the hit, after the concussion, all the uncertainty, to come on the road in an environment like this and get the win. I know it wasn't the biggest win for you, but the toughest?
It was a tough win. Coming to this stadium with a great crowd, a very good team, great defense we're going against. It's a big win for us.
How are you feeling, and did you have any problem out there whatsoever?
I'm feeling great. The doctors did a great job. I just want to thank them for all the work they put in me the last 2 weeks, our trainers, and then all the fans that were praying for me, and everyone across the country was praying for me. I really appreciate it. For you, beating an undefeated LSU team today, what was the key to victory? I think it was just playing hard on both sides of the ball. You know, on offense, we didn't execute the best, but we played really hard. Our offensive line drove them off the ball all night, backs ran hard, and guys competed all night for 4 quarters. Thanks a lot. Congratulations. Feel good. Thank you. God bless.
All right, thank you, Tracy. Thank you, Tim Tebow. 13-3. The only touchdown of the night was a toss from Tim Tebow to his roommate Riley Cooper. Urban Meyer wins at Tiger Stadium for the first time. And the Florida Gators win their 15th in a row. That's the longest in the country. For Gary Danielson, Tracy Wolfson, I'm Vern Lundquist. See you next week.